Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the GG Leagues Elite League. My name is Mr. Bepic, and I am with my good pal, Cyro Stims. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. A little bit hectic from the day's events, but I'm excited to be here. It's my first time casting for the GG Elite Leagues here, and yeah, I'm just excited to really get into it. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. I can't wait to see this matchup. It's best of 7 between between Replay Stallions Academy and Timeless, who will be taking on their first matchup of this round robin format. They have 8 weeks of play to try and get the best record possible. And this first matchup, it kind of sets the tone for that entire round robin.
Yeah, setting the tone, especially right at the gate, is always important. And with Timeless, they do have the higher ranked players on their team, so I'm expecting them to come out of the gate pretty hard. But the replay Stallions alone, they're not looking too shabby either, so I'm expecting a competitive match. But ultimately, I'm going to say that Timeless Timeless has the edge here in this first series. So we are hopping straight into the game here.
Definitely, solely based on rank, Timeless has that advantage, and it is them with the early possession here. Cyro Stims, but some good defense, coaxing the ball into the corner until that 50 happens. Oh my word, what a shot.
Yeah, just a great offensive challenge there. And yeah, it was just a great challenge and went straight into the net. There wasn't much else needed from Timeless there to score the first goal of the game, and that was Zekers there. So we do have Timeless on the orange side and the Stallions on the blue side, but this time it's the Stallions with the kickoff win and the offensive pressure.
They will keep the ball in that orange half. Stallions wanting to get good pressure on early, try to answer to the question that was just posed of them before a second goal is able to be scored. And this is how you do it. You keep the ball out of your opponent's hands. You put the pressure on their back line. But that's a great escape from Ray. And it should be a second. That's a decent setup and a great shot. Fusion with the second.
Yeah, Fusion with the great follow-up there. Definitely read his teammates play correctly there. He went up for it at the right time, and he just knocks it in. And I think I'm starting to get the flow of this match. And the play-by-play is going to be a lot easier now that Timeless, they're up 2 ahead. They are going to have the pressure here, and right off the kickoff you see Zekers go for it, but it's been an offensive win. But Played On is doing the aerial play, and ooh, that was a dirty play, hits the post, and the follow-up just isn't quite there yet. But another follow-up touch is off the backboard, doesn't find the double touch off the back wall, and still Timeless with the immense offensive pressure right now that I'm even getting a bit stumbled up here.
He's unrelenting. Finally, it is evaded by a good defensive clear, and now JP's chance is blocked off to the side by Ray. And that is really the first quality look that this Replay Stallions Academy team has had. There's a second, making Timeless make saves. Crucial for the success here, as mistakes will come from that pressure that ramps up. A mistake leads to the first for RSA.
Yeah, that backboard defense mistake there was absolutely critical out of Fusion. He should have had that one, especially as the supersonic legend there. But at the end of the day, it was the Stallions who were able to capitalize it, and so it's a 2-1 game here, a minute 30 in, and it's Zekers with the play. A great pinch opportunity there, but a little bit wide on that far side post, but Ray, he picks it up and drops it right in front of the net for Fusion, who just puts it home like it was nothing.
That right there is a play that demonstrates the mechanical difference between both these sides right now. Gork just got outplayed on the goal line by Fusion, and then up in the air, Ray was flexing his abilities, taking it from the ceiling down to earth, right to a teammate's car, and that's a 2-goal lead. Reinstated here for Timeless, so once again, RSA put down by 2.
Yeah, Timeless wanting to maintain that lead, but right now they got to get out of their own defensive end here. But credit where credit due, Gork did get a goal line touch, but it just wasn't enough to stop Fusion. But now he has an opportunity here, but is swiped by Fusion, showing how you play defense in your own zone. And now Fusion trying to get the ground pinch with a teammate. That was stopped by a good challenge, but ultimately it's Stallions with a chance there. But now it's Fusion trying to clear the ball, but JP's is there. Cord's up for it now. Definitely just trying to contest these midfield balls as much as possible. But this is definitely a high-paced game, but it looks like these teams are starting to find their rhythm while keeping the pressure on.
Especially Timeless, they really feel comfortable in this matchup right now. A clear is found by the Stallions, and they will get an offensive opportunity, but the quality looks that Timeless is getting time after time, they're just unstoppable at this point. RSA they don't have the ability to counter opportunities. Though that one's a bit more of them just overcommitting an offense and them being outclassed on the defensive end. But still, they cannot stop what Timeless is throwing at them right now, and to find some way to adjust here.
Yeah, adjusting on the fly is always hard, so they might have to wait to the second game. But in the meantime, they can save their mental and still look for opportunities. Look for the Kingston the chainmail armor, but right now Timeless is great on offense, they're great on defense, and they're trying to clear the ball out now. They do get a good clear, and that could be a potential goal, but it is high, and JPEDS is there for the backboard defense, but Zekers is there with the challenge right away, and it's in the corner deep, but we do see all 3 members of Timeless are up. They're playing close to the chest, but they do have to rotate back here as Gork is trying to get the ball out of his defensive end, and Zekers is just there to swipe the ball away. So Timeless once again with the offensive pressure, and a great centering pass there, and Ray just knocks it down. A great pass, great finish, and this is exactly what I wanted to see out of Timeless. They're not wasting these opportunities.
No, when RSA double commits like they did right there for the second time in a row, leading to a Timeless goal, and Timeless is going to punish that over commitment, I suppose. 2 players throwing at the same ball, you're going to get scored on by this solid squad. We knew, just based on ranks, that Timeless was the better team coming in here, and they have shown us that so far. They have made fewer mistakes, they have had the mechanical advantage for certain, and they've been able to keep the ball out of their half for a large part of this game, and then quickly score on the other end.
Yeah, their transitional game is pretty on point as well, but right now it's the Stallions trying to get something going. We do have a centering pass here, but Fusion breaking that up off the backboard play. The Cord is there to keep it in the offensive end, but really there's no follow-up. Gork tries to get a shot on net, easy save, the Zeker's there, and Bray, he gets the 50-50 win in mid, but no, JPEDS, he was looking for a play there. Gork with a deep ball in, and he should be able to get another touch here, but Cord knocking his own man out, and this should be a free ball for Timeless. You just can't be making those sort of mistakes if you want any chance of getting back into this.
Fortunately for RSA, this is a best of 7, so there is plenty of time to recover from these mistakes. That one a bit more egregious than the others, bumping a teammate out of a hit that they were surely going to have. Never what you want to see out of your squad, but it's just game one. They can lose 2 more games after this and still have a chance in the series, but being down by 6 goals towards the end of game one, never a good feeling. They have to employ that short-term memory loss that the best of them always have and forget this game ever happened.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, 7-1 already gotten the Brazilian score, and definitely a statement first game here so far for the Timeless. You could say it's a timeless performance out of these guys because it is setting the bar that the teams are going to have to rise up and meet. And so right now, the Stallions, they're trying to get something in the dying seconds here. I don't think they will. As Fusion, he has the ball in the midfield, passes it up to Ray, and now Zekers is up for it. Ties the challenge, so the ball stays in the midfield a bit. Fusion's up for it cleanly off to Zekers, and they're just running down the time. They're having fun with it. You can tell.
Hey.
But they do give a Stallions one last piece of joy.
One for the road. Fill up that to-go bag with something to take into game 2. Maybe that'll alleviate some of the downtroddenness I'm sure RSA was feeling just a little bit of. Being blown out in game 1, not a good feeling to take into game 2, but when you score on 0 seconds, that has got to be a feel-good moment for our boys in blue. They put 11 shots on. That is a great takeaway for them. They had good offensive opportunities. They just couldn't get them to fall, as sometimes they were a little weak, sometimes they were right at an orange car. But on the other side of things, Timeless, with 8 shots, scoring 7 of them. That is some efficiency.
Yeah, Timeless there, definitely an efficient performance. What surprised me the most was just how aggressive they were. They came out of the gate swinging, and it was just a solid performance out of Timeless. It kind of took me a moment to adjust to it because I wasn't expecting that level of play. The Stallions, they were what I was expecting. They had the opportunities, they tried to capitalize on it, but they definitely have adjustments that they need to make. So, in your opinion, there, Bepic, what's one of their adjustments that they need to make?
Well, to figure out how to stop double committing, whether that's a issue or just a rotational issue, make sure you're communicating which players are in the area and which players going to go for. Because, like I said earlier, you're going to get punished every single time you make an egregious double commitment. Like that, not an egregious double commitment. Yes, it's a double commitment, but it was a team pinch and they got the strong touch into the orange corner. So that means no quick offensive opportunity for Timeless, and it means maybe some pressure here on the orange net. There's a double commit off the back wall, and Cord at 0 boost, so taking a while to fall to the ground, and maybe a chance to open up scoring here. One huge positive to bring into game 2 is taking that momentum from the last goal and scoring first. I think if RSA can net the first goal, then perhaps we see a completely different game 2.
Yeah, so far the first minute has been pretty quiet. The teams have swapped sides, and it is Timeless with the overall offensive pressure here. So I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of actually surprised that, Stallions, with a very dangerous opportunity there from JPEDs. But overall, they're playing a much more even game. Zekers here was styling going with that aerial dribble play there, and oh, that was a thing of beauty.
Definitely was. And for those that were confused like I was, yep, they definitely did switch sides. That's a great eye there. And Zekers scoring the first for Timeless. That is something we've come to expect from this Timeless side. Just flashes of mechanical gorgeousness. And looking for a second right off rip. Not going to find it. Decent defense by RSA. Hopefully they can work that into some decent pressure here.
Yeah, right now that is a little bit of decent pressure. That was a little bit high off the crossbar, but it was still a shot on net, which is what they need. Eventually, at any point, they just have to throw balls at the net to get their opportunities, because the defense out of Timeless is very strong, but we do see Fusion. He puts that up. He had 2 teammates there ready for the redirect. Fusion, once again, with the centering pass. It's up there, but a good goal line defense out of Stallions kept them safe this time. So it's still only a 1-goal lead after, or just about 2 minutes in. But Ray, he's going to try and walk that one in, but a pass to Fusion makes sure that it's nailed home.
What a fake that was from Ray. Unbelievable guts to go for that. Sent the last RSA player flying past the ball, and he's able to set up his teammate for the finish. 2-0 Timeless is still continuing the run that they started in Game 1. And RSA just cannot figure out how to stay on the offensive end. And then immediately, in transition, as soon as the ball goes to a Timeless player, they are looking to set up a quality look on that orange net. And a lot of them are going in right now.
Yeah, and I was wondering if that pass was going to make it past the third man there for the Stallions, but ultimately it didn't. But a good demo there makes an opportunity now for the Timeless, but the respawn there for Gork is able to keep the ball from anywhere dangerous. But we do see Fusion centering it for a teammate, a great center for Ray, who pops it a little bit high, but gets double touch off the ceiling and not quite into the net there. But Fusion once again with that offensive pressure, the man is everywhere and he's winning these challenges. But Zekers, man, these goals, they're just coming from unexpected angles, because look at this. He comes off the wall and nails it straight into the net.
That's definitely just a backline pressuring touch right there, but there was no back line, and so the pressure just immediately fell into the open net. That's great work by Zekers. A pretty standard touch, but when you don't have defense back to save it, standard touches are going to find the back of your net. 3-0. Timeless looking poised to take game 2, put themselves up 2-0 in this series. All they've got to do is continue to play this solid game of Rocket League that they have started off with, and they very close right now to making week 1 of their GGLeagues Elite League run a good one.
Yeah, and right now their gameplay is starting to go in the way that I suspected it. Once a team establishes themselves as the superior team, whether mechanically, physically, whatever, you start to see the riskier plays come out. I'm not going to say trollish plays, but they're having fun, they're cutting loose, and they're going for those highlight plays. But that also means that there's more openings for the replay Stallions to get in it. They have more openings and windows, but they still have to be able to get those opportunities and find them. But what's happening is that even though Timeless are playing around, they're suffocating the Stallions right now.
That's just the mechanical difference. I think RSA cannot escape the abilities of these Timeless players, because even when they're acting like this is free play and that the defense isn't really around, they're still connecting. They still have the car control to get to these balls and keep them out of Stallion hands. And well, it's really been kept out of Stallion hands. They've been allowed 3 shots on target, a stark contrast from the 11 they put on target in the last game. That's due to a very, very confident Timeless side that is just playing keep away at this point.
Yeah, running down the clock, just at this point, speed running their series. They have a 3-0 lead. Nothing should happen, I'm going to say, in this game. You do see the end-to-end aerial plays coming out there. Ray's up for that centering pass, but they were caught a little bit too far forward there. So Zeker has to chase this ball into the corner before he can bring it out. And a good offensive challenge out of the Stallions there in these dying seconds. But ultimately, this game 2 here is going to go in the way of Timeless.
You are 100% right about that. And the Stallions have to find something. They are going to have to dig deep to take down this Timeless squad. Maybe take advantage of some of these overcommitments in offense. Make Timeless pay for the overconfidence that they are employing at the moment. Take a strong back wall clear and turn it into a setup for a quick transition goal. Something like that. At this point, the Stallions really need to score early and score often. That is, it's quite an obvious analysis. But if they can open up the scoring, once again, establish that tone, make Timeless start taking this a little bit more seriously, and perhaps Game 3 goes a little bit differently.
Yeah, you kind of, you hit the nail on the head there. Timeless, they're just fearsome opponents all around, but we did see that the Stallions were able to score, so if they can find that offensive spark again, maybe put some actual pressure to the overconfident Timeless players, they could falter, they could misstep, they could create their own opportunities, and perhaps keep this series alive. But the way it's going, it's looking rough here for the Stallions, like they're being sent to the glue factory already.
Definitely is trending the wrong way, and well, that is going to continue the trend. Another Timeless goal. They have once again switched sides, and they've once again put a ball in the back of the blue net.
Yep. Yep. At one point, yeah, just at what point does it become a slaughter? Because Timeless, I know time is the one force that you can never escape, but I never thought it would come hunting for you. Because these players, they are hunting down the Stallions and just they're dominating this game in almost every aspect. But we do see JPEGs with a good opportunity there. It was interrupted by Ray. So Fusion collects his ball in midfield after a good pass, tries to send it upfield a bit, but really, he's just getting met with 50-50s there.
Though 50s were won. Consecutive challenges won by the Stallions will set up some offense and a goal.
Oh!
Great attack from JP. He's cutting across the box right there and taking a pass, turning it into gold.
Yeah, JPEGs, he had the good cross play there to make sure he was in the right place to pick up that rebound. But I got to put it up to Gork there, who put it off the backboard instead of going for the shot. If he went for the shot, that goal never happened. So they were able to communicate and have an organized play. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt and not saying it was luck. But I think that the Timeless players, they're just going to respond with skill and probably ram in a few more goals, maybe go for another Brazilian. But it's still 4 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of game left to play here in the third match. And so we do see a 50-50 challenge run by JPEGs, and he does have an open net. And with that, he creates his own opportunity and gets the second goal for the Stallions. So the Stallions showing some life in this third game.
And they're taking advantage of overconfidence from the Timeless side. JP's rams into two cars that were going for the same ball for Timeless. They thought their mechanical ability would just win them that challenge, but it did not. And once again, the fake kickoff nearly being punished, but off the back wall, it is taken away by Timeless and turned into an offensive opportunity. I like the thought, though. Stallions almost getting a third goal because of a set piece you don't see all that often that Timeless is probably going for because they want a quick response to that second RSA goal.
Now, the important part about the game stage right now is that we haven't seen Timeless play from behind. We assume that they will easily come back, but so far, the Stallions just need to hold on to this lead. But with a dangerous opportunity like that, it's going to be a tall order for them to be able to hold on to this lead. But they have whittled down the clock, so 3 minutes left. They have a 1-goal lead. And yeah, they're doing a good job. They're challenging the Timeless players right now. A good clear there, waste time on the clock. Every second counts here. And Ray, he does have an aerial play across map here, trying to carry it deep, but another challenge out of Gork and breaks up that play before it really gets off the ground.
Solid right there. And Fusion looking for Zekers. Oh, that would have been perfect had Zekers a little bit further up. Pass was a little bit off. That pass, though, pretty solid. Now the rebound opportunity blocked by JP. Still pushing are these Timeless players. They want that equalizer, but the defense standing tall for the Stallions. This is phenomenal. This is exactly what they need to be doing to ensure they take at least one game from this Timeless squad.
Ooh. But you can't be doing it like that, though. That's not how it happens. And I think that was just a straight-up misplay after a double commit. And yeah, it was just a straight misread on the ball. Gork was almost back in time to clear that, but the ball trickled over the line at the end of the day. So the score is tied 2-apiece, 2 minutes left on the clock, and we have another kickoff, and it does go towards Fusion, who is able to get a patch up to Ray, who misses it. So that's actually a offensive touch by Cord. Gork's in the corner with it, but that does pop out for Timeless. So it's now Zekers chasing the ball down. He should be able to get there first, and he's going to put it out for a passing play. He doesn't quite hit Fusion, but finds Ray, who doesn't get the touch he wants as he puts it back into the corner there.
And a big boost steal there. I think that was Fusion that grabbed the corner and used it to try and put a goal in. He will set up Ray for a follow-up opportunity, but being boost starved right now are the Stallions. Timeless making it a point to grab every single 100 boost, every single pad they lay their eyes on and ensure that the Stallions do not get another goal, at least without some degree of difficulty, as this is incredible. Possession control, and you felt like that third goal was a matter of time.
Matter of time was right. Every goal for Timeless was just a matter of time. And now that they have the lead, they can probably run down the last minute 20 with ease, though I expect they do want at least one more security goal here. because we have seen the Stallions score twice this game, are looking threatening at times. But still, it's on them to make a proactive play, but they can't do that if they never have the ball here. And we just see excellent coordination out of Ray and Fusion going for what looked to be a mid-air pinch. And now Zekers, he's going up for this. He's going for an aerial dribble up the backboard, but without boost, can't quite chase the ball to where he needs it to be. So ultimately, the boost economy is playing some sort of effect here, though it looks like it is being Timeless running it over with the boost as well, stealing what they can. But overall, the Stallions are doing a much better job in Game 3. And as I say that, they get scored on.
Yep, they still are down by 2 despite all of this. They have played some solid defense, but it has broken down a few times, and when it breaks down, Timeless is scoring another goal. 40 seconds left. The Stallions can mount a comeback here. They need a good kickoff, something that goes right to a player like that isn't taken away by Fusion. Now, starting off in their defensive end, it'll be difficult to work out of that for RSA, and if they do, they still have to get through a stout Timeless back line.
Yep. The rotations out of Timeless are just a lot cleaner right now. With 16 seconds left on the clock with a 2-goal lead, they should have this game in the bag. They should be up 3-0 in the series, and that was a good save out of Cord there. And so 9 seconds, one thing I want to bring up as we look at Game 4 is that Timeless just seems to be the better coordinated and practiced teams, as they are going for mid-air pinches with one another as well, which I find just to be insane.
I think part of that is due to the fact that this time the squad is just more clean mechanically. They have the space and the ability to go for these mid-air pinches. It's the coordination. I think if we see RSA playing a team more on their level, like a GC1 team, they are fairly decent because they have not collapsed as much as you would think they would be against 2 SSLs in a GC3. In defense, the rotations are pretty good, but eventually it is overrun by the lack of boost and the just faster play from Timeless.
Yep, I agree with you there. Timeless is just playing faster. And with that fast pace, they're able to buy space for themselves. But with that coordination brings opportunities, and I like seeing Timeless go for those mid-air pinches. I like seeing them take risks to challenge themselves, and unfortunately, it's at the Stallions' cost and health and early season start. But regardless, Timeless is showing up. I don't think we can really fault them for anything except maybe being a little bit too arrogant and giving a few goals over there. So Befik, if Stallions were to take Game 4 off Timeless, how would they do?
That's a very difficult question. They, again, want to take advantage of those gaps that are given with the overconfidence. They did it in the last game. They got a goal or two, and then defense find some way to play flawlessly. They cannot be double committing. They cannot be making the misses that they did in the last game that led to goals. But hold on a second. They've scored first. RSA put in the first goal of this game.
Yeah, and we see there that Fusion just had a poor touch, and Gork just happened to be in the right place at the right time to get the first goal. And I think one thing that I definitely haven't seen out of the Stallions is the physicality. They haven't really gone for any of the offensive bumps, because it doesn't matter if you're setting yourself up for a play. If you get bumped out of position, you're still out of position at the end of the day and can't make the play. So maybe a bit more physicality out of the Stallions would be beneficial. It's definitely different, and at this point they need to change it up. But with a 1-goal lead, there's no way they will be able to hold on to this. So hopefully they do stay on the offense here. But we see Zekers, or we're following Zekers here, and it's a little bit of ping pong back and forth right now. The ball is just being lobbed end to end.
It is. That benefits RSA, I think, for sure. That 50 goes on target. That was dangerous for Timeless there at the defensive end. I think this is an RSA squad a bit rejuvenated, keeping Timeless pinned back. Great stuff in the first minute and a half, but of course this game 5 minutes long. They're going to do this for the entire game.
Yeah, we did just see a good passing play out of the Stallions, but Cord quite didn't quite get the touch he needed for the shot, but still, they went for the passing play. They are trying that coordination and communication, so they are improving. They are settling in. They're definitely fortifying their mental because they were definitely shaken in game one, and they have the opportunities this game. Timeless definitely looking a little bit on their back wheels so far, but I don't expect it to stay like that for long, though. With 3 minutes left on the clock, the Stallions are doing a great job of running it down. And we do see Zekers there with the physicality play, but JP's out of nowhere? That feels out of nowhere.
Well, Ray gives it up, and then JP takes full advantage of it. Nice placement from JP. That was probably the one spot on the goal that Fusion could not get back and make the save on. Phenomenal placement from JP. And RSA, how about that? 2-0 lead in game 4.
Yeah, and that is definitely one way to punish the enemy, is that if they are playing up into your face, you just lob the ball over and go for those sniper-type goal shots end-to-end and just put it above them where they can't reach it. Right now, it is Ray up in the air. He puts into the corner, back to Zekers. Zekers with the centering pass there, but it is JPEDs with the touch knocking to Fusion, who's there in the corner. Fusion tries to center it again, and that ball is going to be a little bit high. JPEDs does go for the double commit, bumps his teammate Gork into the air a bit more. Now Zekers with the demo, and that could create a dangerous opportunity here, but Ray just puts that into the corner right now, and JPEDs with the demo on a Fusion buys them a little bit of time here. They do have a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left, and so far they're looking solid in this game 4.
Well, certainly are, but here comes the chokehold. That Timeless is going to try to employ. They've got boost and positioning now, and a shot on target. Net. That's all you need. That's 2-1. RSA still have a lead, but Timeless have started the ball rolling.
Yeah, Fusion just had a wide open net. If he missed that, I would definitely be putting, you know, my F's in chat, but he managed to get it. And I feel like I cast curse at the Stallions there. Since I said that they were solid, they get scored on. So I'm going to stop saying that they are solid. They are still heading to the glue factory unless they win here. So Gork had a poor touch there, but a decent touch there. Carries the ball into the midfield. He looked again for a demo on Zekers. Didn't quite find it. But now it's Ray carrying the ball deep into enemy territory. And we just see pretty good rotations here out of Timeless too. They always have someone back to keep pressure going. But now the Stallions have possession, and they could look to set up their own play here. But without boost, that is kind of hard to do.
Oh, JP's almost flicked it past Fusion. That would have helped some of their boost problems, but instead, actually, Gork given a lot of space there. I'm surprised by that. Timeless all retreating, so they'll have to work from their back end, but Fusion winning a couple of challenges will make things a bit easier. I believe that's it. No, actually, Gork, a big save. Zekers with the rebound. It will find the back of the net. Timeless equalizes.
Yeah, the Stallions, they did have a player back in net there, but I think a power slide killed his momentum there?
I'm not sure.
He may have just stopped, actually. Cord.
Maybe he couldn't react in time.
What was up there?
Because he did have to cover the entire net. Maybe didn't think he would be going near post, because that's probably a lower percentage shot most of the time. So stopping to make sure he has the entirety of the blue goal covered, it killed his momentum, yes, so he couldn't get to that shot on the near post. But if it was placed at him, and then he'd make the save, it looks like a genius, but instead, Timeless, that's 3 straight now, and they have a lead very, very late.
Yes, 43 seconds in, and they're looking to put the horse down. The Stallions. They will probably have to replay this series. But right now, they still have to play out the remainder of this game. So 43 seconds, they could get a goal here. They could tie it up, force an overtime, and maybe by some miracle win it. But first, they need to shore up their defense. And right now, Timeless is starting to poke holes into it. So Gart, low on boost here, does win the 50-50 challenge, gets it past 2. Zekers puts that up off the back for it, and without boost, Gork can't do anything. JP's can't quite find the net there with the touch. That was a prime opportunity. And right now, it's Timeless on the counterattack, but it is broken up there with Gork with the aerial touch. And now it's Zekers there. He's carrying it towards net. Fusion is looking there as the second man. Gork gets a touch, and it's right on Ray's nose here. But he backs up, respecting JPEG's potential to get there first. And overall, the Stallions, they're hungry for this. but I think they aren't going to quite find it as the ball does touch the ground, and that will be Timeless taking the series in 4 quick games.
The higher
Ooh.
ranked team came out on top. I think we were expecting that Timeless would win this series, but maybe not in that dominant fashion. That was some very solid play from Timeless. Even at the end, they were forced down by 2 goals early on. They made the comeback happen. And if you are an RSA fan, don't be down about this one. This was a tough draw, week 1. This is one of the higher ranked teams, this Timeless squad in the GGLeagues Elite League A. And if you are RSA, you played a really phenomenal series considering what you were going up against. And in the future, I think this is a team that is going to come away with several wins in this round robin.
Yeah, the Stallions, they were able to poke some holes into Timeless there. And as you said, that's still a good showing out of the Stallions. They will undoubtedly pick up some wins along the season. But
Mm-hmm.
Timeless, that was a statement performance out of them. There's no other way to put it. 4 quick wins. They they were dominating every aspect of the game, it felt like. And the goals against them were mistakes on their part for the most part.
Certainly.
And this may be early, but I think Timeless could be the team to beat so far this season.
Perhaps we shall see as the season gets further on down the road. But for us here, this was our first week stream. This is week 1. And next week, same time, same place, we will have a week 2 matchup on stream for you guys as well. So we thank you all for joining us for this stream. It was a relatively quick one. But Cyrus Tims, thank you so much for joining me in the booth, my man. That was a great cast. And of course, Rhino Vod, the producer in the background, pressing all the buttons. Of course, viewers, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.